What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and we're talking about the heavily rumored, speculated, all but kind of confirmed, the new Sony handheld. There was reports a couple of days ago that Sony is working on a new device. A lot of people speculated that it was going to be something handheld, and we kind of got some early details on what this device actually could be. So this is coming from insidergaming.com. I'll read the article below, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So it says, following days of speculation, Insider Gaming can report that there's a new PlayStation handheld in development, codenamed the Q Lite. The next PlayStation handheld is the next piece of Sony hardware that aims to be yet another piece of hardware that requires the PlayStation 5. So that's kind of interesting. Insider Gaming understands that the Q Lite is not a cloud streaming device, but instead uses remote play with the PlayStation 5, a feature that console giant has been pushing these past couple of weeks. Supporting adaptive streaming up to 1080p and 60 FPS, the new device will require constant connectivity to the internet. As are the console's physical features, early prototypes show the console will look a lot like the PlayStation 5 controller, so just picture PlayStation 5 controller with a big screen in the middle. With the massive 8-inch LCD touchscreen in the center. The device sports adaptive triggers for haptic feedback and will include what you would come to expect from a handheld: volume buttons, speakers, an audio input jack, etc. Insider Gaming understands that the Q Lite is at its QA phase and is scheduled to release before the PlayStation 5 Pro, which sounds like it's going to be coming out maybe late next year, holiday 2024, and after the detachable disk drive PS5. As previously mentioned by industry insider Jeff Grubb, Sony is planning to announce its second phase of the PS5, which is in reference to its future game slate. Ironically, though, this second phase is very much true for Sony's hardware offerings, with the new detachable disk drive, PlayStation 5 Project Nomad, wireless earphones, Project Voyager wireless headset, and Q Lite, the handheld, all scheduled to release within a very short period. It's understood that the PlayStation 5 Pro is aiming to release holiday 2024. So yeah, I mean, let me continue before I state my opinion on all this. I am not an Xbot. I had someone comment recently that I'm an Xbot channel, which I would say I talk way more about Nintendo here recently than I do PlayStation and Xbox. Yes, I do criticize a lot of what Sony does, but I also criticize Xbox. Like, I just did a video a couple months ago how I'm worried about Xbox in 2023. And then they turned around and gave us their direct, which, for Redfall and others, and, Starfield and stuff like that. So yeah, Xbox seems like they finally got some stuff in the works so we can actually play some games. They had Hi-Fi Rush. So not an Xbot. Personally, to me, I don't think Xbox exists because, like, Xbox has nothing. So, like, who's really a fan of just Xbox? Anyways, I play everything. So that being said, I'm not opposed to Sony creating a new handheld. They had the obviously the PSP and the Vita, which I personally never had a Vita, but I know a lot of people loved it. It was while it had some a decent amount of first party stuff, it had a lot of JRPGs, and it was kind of like the JRPG home before Switch kind of took over that role. So again, I'm not opposed to a handheld, but this just seems, I don't know, kind of silly to put out there if it's just going to be for remote play only. And to be honest, I have never used remote play. I didn't entirely know what it was. Apparently, it's just a way for you to stream PlayStation games to your handheld of choice, whether it's like your phone, computer, laptop, or the one of those handheld devices or something like that. The Backbone is in the trailer, but so for them to release a standalone product with with a nice screen and obviously their joysticks and stuff, that's all fine and dandy. But the fact that you can't, in my understanding, remote play, you can't actually take it outside of the Wi-Fi connection that you're currently on. You can't download games onto this device or onto a remote play device and take it on the go with you. You have to be in your home. And to me, that feels a little bit silly. I know there are circumstances where maybe you want to play a game, but you want to play in bed, because I do that with my Switch. But the Switch, you just take it out of the dock and you take it with you. It's a little bit different, but I can see some circumstances where you want to play something in bed on a handheld device and you want to play your PlayStation. So I get that, but that doesn't happen too often. Most people are sitting in front of a TV playing their PlayStation devices. I don't know if I would want to play something like Spider-Man or something like on my phone. That just seems a little bit crazy. But that being said, I mean, this thing is reportedly an 8-inch screen. I feel like I don't really understand the point. And that's I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. If we already got all these other ways to do remote play, especially like the backbone, which I think is about $100. You put it in your smartphone of choice and you put it in there, and then you could do remote play. How much is this thing going to cost? We're already, we're already getting kind of the reports that the PSVR 2 is, while it's sold, around 276,000 units sold, which they were PlayStation, they were expecting a little bit more. There's reports that they were gonna manufacture 2 million, but they ended up dropping down to like 1 million. It was a report a couple of months ago. So with the PSVR 2 maybe not doing so great, possibly, I'm sure Sony is still happy with those numbers, and with their kind of history of the Vita and the PSVR 1, where they kind of stopped supporting it after a long time. They stopped putting first party games out. I don't necessarily trust Sony with this type of stuff, outside of their main console. So for them to add another device that's reliant on the PS5, that the PS5, you have to have a PS5 to use it, all of a sudden you're spending all this extra money. And again, I'm sure people are going to love it. A lot of people, love Sony. They love that ecosystem. But again, where you already have all those devices that can do remote play, I don't see the point of this one unless you can download stuff to this device and take it on the go. Then that's a complete game changer. That's huge. That would be awesome. But from what the early reports we're getting now, I just don't see the point. And we already know this thing is probably going to be at least $200 plus. And yeah, it just seems a little weird to me. And again, I know there's going to be hate comments, calling me, an Xbot and all this stuff. But, I like to push back a little bit on gaming stuff and stuff that I think is kind of silly, and kind of pointless. I think the handheld market is, I mean, Nintendo owns it, right? The Steam Deck has done pretty well. And it's obviously a more powerful device, and you can download, PC games and all that stuff. So that market's already kind of locked up between mainly the Switch and then Steam Deck, and there's other portable devices too. So if Sony's going to come out swinging with a portable device, I want it to be like the PS Vita 2, where you can actually have games, take them on the go, stuff like that. If it's just a remote play device, I don't see the point again. I think if it's going to be an extension of the PS5, I think you should be able to download the games and take them with you. Obviously that's going to have a lot of storage. What's the battery life going to be on this thing? If it's got the haptic triggers, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you are a PlayStation 5 owner. Do you want another device that is required to be used with the PS5, or would you prefer something that you can take on the go, and you're not locked into your home necessarily? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.